The progress of Christianity has been marked by two glorious and decisive victories: over the learned and luxurious citizens of the Roman Empire, and over the warlike barbarians of Scythia and Germany, who subverted the empire and embraced the religion of the Romans. The Goths were the foremost of these savage converts, and the nation was indebted for its conversion to a countryman, or at least to a subject, worthy to be ranked among the inventors of useful art who have deserved the remembrance and gratitude of posterity. A great number of Roman citizens had been led away into captivity by the Gothic bands who ravaged Asia in the time of Gallienus. And of these captives many were Christians, and several belonged to the ecclesiastical order. Those involuntary missionaries, dispersed as slaves in the villages of Dacia, successively labored for the salvation of their masters. The seeds which they planted of the evangelic doctrine were gradually propagated, and before the end of a century the pious work was achieved by the labors of Ulphilas, whose ancestors had been taken as slaves. Ulphilas, the bishop and apostle of the Goths, acquired their love and reverence by his blameless life and indefatigable zeal, and they received with implicit confidence the doctrines of truth and virtue which he preached and practiced. He executed the arduous task of translating the scriptures into their native tongue, a dialect of German and Teutonic language, but he prudently suppressed the 4 books of Kings, as they might tend to irritate the fierce and sanguinary spirit of the barbarians. The rude, imperfect idiom of soldiers and shepherds, so ill-qualified to communicate any spiritual ideas, was improved and modulated by his genius, and Ulphilas, before he could frame his version, was obliged to compose a new alphabet of 24 letters, 4 of which he invented to express the peculiar sounds that were unknown to the Greek and Latin pronunciation. One man can really change the course of a whole society. First, it starts with living out what you are trying to teach. You cannot be a hypocrite. Then it depends on how badly you believe in your mission and how hard you want to work. Thinking outside the box as Ulphilas did in creating a new alphabet and new letters for the local people to better understand what he was talking about. He didn't force the Goths to learn Greek or Latin. He came to them, on their level, and spoke their language. He didn't force change down their throats by government decree or raw power, as he had none but his own reputation and influence. His family were slaves. He was the descendant of slaves. He didn't let that affect his future. He had a mission he deeply believed in and made it a reality. After Christians in the Gothic community started to be prosecuted, Ulphilas pleaded with the Roman emperor to help his people. He led a group of followers across the Danube River and to the foot of the Mysian Mountains where they lived in peace and prosperity. We should never forget how important one man can be, and we can be that person for our family, our town, or our country.